Hello students.
Hello
Today
students.
I'll be teaching social
In the
science
last
of 8th
class,
standard.
we
And
have
in
studied about
8th standard
what
social
is
science. There are
history,
6 parts,
sources
that is
required to the
history,
study of history,
political science,
types of
geography,
literary sources.
sociology, economics
Today,
and business
let us
studies.
move on to the
Today I'll be teaching
next
chapter
topic,
1
that
of
is
history
archaeological
part, that is
sources
and its types.
What are archaeological sources? Archaeological sources are available not only on the surface of the earth, but it also hidden deep in the depths of the earth, means deepest part of the earth. The hidden things in the earth are dug out by using certain scientific methods, and this process is called as excavation. Excavation means digging up the hidden things, that is called as excavation. And the best example is Harappan civilization. Here Harappan civilization, it came to light only due to the process of excavation. During excavation, ruins of buildings, means destroyed or decayed things of buildings, inscriptions, coins, terracotta pieces, bangles, seals, beads, bone pieces, metal and others have been found. These are analyzed. Analyzed means studied, or it has been surveyed by applying various scientific methods to understand the life of people of those times. And here archaeological sources, they are divided into 4 types, that is inscriptions, coins, monuments and other ruins. Inscriptions. The first type of archaeological sources is inscriptions. What is inscriptions? Inscriptions mean engraved writing, means carved writings. Inscriptions are written on stone, rock, metal, ivory, terracotta and other materials that last longer. And they are more reliable, means trusted, as these have a direct relationship with the then events, means with the past events they have direct relationships, means they have been trusted. And Ashoka's inscriptions are the earliest inscriptions found in India. Most of his inscriptions are in Brahmi script. Okay, it is in Brahmi script, and thousands of inscriptions are found in the languages like Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, Prakrit languages. Here Samudragupta's Allahabad inscription, Immadi Pulakeshi's Aihole inscription, Kharavela's Hattigumpa inscription and other inscriptions portraits, means it shows the military achievements of then rulers, means of that time rulers. It shows the military achievements of then rulers. The Uttara Meruru inscription narrates, means it describes the rural administration. Rural means Gramina, okay, rural administration of Chola kings. Apart from this, many political, social, cultural, economic, educational and religious aspects, means features, are reflected, deliberated in these important inscriptions. Next, let us move on to the coins. Though the coins are small in shape, they contain many important aspects, many important features in the coins. Now let us take our Indian rupee itself. If we take a 2 rupee coin, we can see when it has been, in which year it has been printed. In some coins we can see the pic of Mahatma Gandhi or our national emblem, isn't it? Like if we take a single rupee also, we will come, there will be lots of information in that particular coin, isn't it? Here also in the same way, the coins have the important features. Coins are helpful in understanding the geographical extent, means geographical size of the rulers' kingdom who have minted the coins. And they also aid, means they also help us in knowing the languages, means what kind of languages they have been used in that past time administration. And we will also come to know about the titles that the kings possessed, means the kings they have been owned, and their religion also, and then economic conditions of the times. And metal technology have been used in that particular kingdoms. Samudragupta had minted 7 different types of gold coins. Based on the pictures on those coins, it is said that Samudragupta, he was a lover of music, and he had conducted Ashwamedha Yaga too. Ashwamedha Yaga means it's a horse sacrifice ritual, and it was used by kings to prove their sovereignty. A horse with some guards of the king was left to wander. If someone dared to catch the horse, then it's a challenge to the king, and the king had to defeat him and let the horse free again to roam. This is the importance of Ashwamedha Yaga. Gautamiputra Shatakarni got the name of Nahapana. We came to know this as it was engraved on the coins. This supports the view that Gautamiputra, he has been defeated Nahapana. And the availability of Roman coins in Bengaluru, okay, it also proves that the fact that this region had a trade link with Romans 2000 years ago, means they used to have trade link with Bengaluru, okay, and here it was 2000 years back. And next is monuments. Monuments means structures, or in Kannada Smarakagalu. Monuments, they act as the major sources, means they are the important sources to write history. Palaces, temples, forts and pillars, etc., they are the very important monuments. Mehruli's iron pillar and Vijayapura's whispering Gol Gumbaz are the very important evidences of the maturity of then, means past science and technical knowledge, means they have been developed, means the science and technical knowledge has been developed in the past time itself. Shah Jahan's Taj Mahal, it tells the story of love, and Chittor's Vijayastamba means victory pillar tells the victory of Ranakumbh. Here the cave pictures and engravings means carvings of Elephanta, Ellora and Ajanta, they narrate the mastery over highly skilled. Mastery means highly skilled over, they have been highly skilled about painting and sculpture during their time. And the temples of Aihole and Pattadakallu, they explain the evolution, means the development of Indian temple architecture, and the monuments of Nalanda and the architecture of madrasas built by Gawan in Bidar, they narrate the importance given to education during those times. And the fort of Srirangapatna, it explains the accomplishments in the area of defense, protection technology. Thus, the monuments throw light on then contemporary religious aspects as well as technology, economic growth, scientific knowledge, and creativity has been achieved. And let's move on to the next, that is other ruins. Based on the various pieces of terracotta, bangles, beads, and seal procured, means obtained during the examination, one can understand the socio cultural, economic, political, and religious of then people. And not only this, even one can understand the food habits as well as the pattern of business of those times, means of the past times. And here, by applying carbon 14 dating procedure on the biological ruins in the sense they are the fossil fuels, dead animals, birds, and trees. By using carbon 14 dating method, we can find out the accurate period of that ruins, of that particular ruins. And here Buddha stupas came to light during the excavations at in Yadagiri district and Rajagatta of Doddaballapura taluk. In the process of excavations conducted at Arikamedu and Pattanam in Tamil Nadu, a large number of evidences were found that which tells us about the trading, commercial contact between the South India as well as the Romans. And in this way, the remains found at excavations tell many things that were lost over a period of time. Excavations is nothing but it is digging up of the hidden things. Okay. Here children, we have completed the chapter and I hope you people have understood all the aspects of this chapter, History 1, that is sources. This is your homework questions, home assignment, that is first one, what are the types of archaeological sources and what are the aspects, important aspects on which monuments throw more light. Third question is, by what method the age of biological fossils can be decided. Fourth question is, what is the source which has more reliability for writing history? Go through the video and understand the video and then write the homework. Thank you.